Well, g'day everyone. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I do the waterfall braid for Kahu, ready for his first show. Okay, so a few handy things that can help you do this task. I like to use my mane and tail brush. If you prefer a comb, all well and good, whatever suits you. Next on our list is a simple grooming spray. So this one I got from Equiday. It's just a 3-in-1 detangler. It works really well and there's no silicone, it's completely natural. That's what I like to use. And I think that just about does it. Optional extras if you're doing a show. I love this styling cream from Equiday. It smells great and it works wonders. So that's on the show list, but for today we'll just use some grooming spray. Let's get into it. Okay, so before we get started, we should probably brush out this mane. Hey, check out the farmer's friends that he's found. So Kahu's mane, as you've just seen, is pretty nasty, so let's get some spray into it and let's get grooming. So he's still getting used to the idea of having spray around his face, so I'm not expecting too much, but we'll just use some excess from his mane. Hey buddy. Now, as you can see, Kahu's mane and tail, any of him really, it's not very clean right now, but for this demonstration video, it'll do just fine. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to divide this up like any other braid. So we're going to divide this into 3 relatively even pieces, like so. In my case, I find it easier to start the braid from my right to my left. So I'm going to cross the right piece over the center and then the left piece over the new center. Now, because we want this to be nice and secure, I'm going to do a couple more crisscrosses, right and left, crossing, 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 until you get the start of a braid that looks like this. Now this is where it gets fun. What I'm now going to do is hold these 2 pieces firmly in my right hand as Kahu's mane is on his right. I'm going to take a small piece from the top of his mane on here, making sure to leave underlay underneath the braid. I'm going to pair the new piece I just took with the piece that was previously out of the braid, pair those 2 together and cross those 2 pieces together over the top to form a new center. Dropping the piece that's in my right hand, I'm going to take another piece from underneath the braid and you can see that I'm leaving some underneath the braid, and now this piece crosses over to form the new center, anchoring it all in place. And here's the piece that I dropped earlier. Again, I'm going to take a piece from the top, about the same size as what I started with. Pair those 2 pieces together, and I'm going to cross them over the centerpiece, pulling it firm but not too tight. We all remember those high school or primary school headaches from mum braiding our hair for school. Once again, I'm going to drop the piece that I just had, bring in another piece from underneath, and pulling it firm over the top. So there's the piece I just dropped there, and I'm going to leave it there. Okay, so here's the piece that's in my left hand. I'm going to take a small piece about the same size, once again, from the top, and pair those two together. Crossing them over the center. Again, I'm going to drop this piece that's in my right hand and bring in a small piece about the same size back in from underneath and cross it over. You're going to continue like this all the way down the neck. Okay, so now we're at the end of the braid. It's not the neatest braid in the world because Kahu kept dropping his head and it kept pulling it a little bit loose, but you get the drift. So now that we're at the end of the braid, you can see that there's plenty underneath all those mini waterfalls. You can see how it gets its name. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have this so that it actually blends in with the rest of it. So I'm going to continue just one or two more pieces here. So like before, we're going to take a small amount from the top and cross it over and blend it in with the other one. Now normally here I would actually drop this piece, but I'm not going to drop it. I'm going to actually continue the braid as normal. And I'm just going to do literally just a couple here just to tie it off. And I'm just going to hold this nice and tight in my thumb and forefinger here, just while I get a lucky band. Now these aren't regular lucky bands, these rubber bands are actually rated for horsehair, for the showing, so they do actually put up with the stretching a lot more than a regular rubber band would. And as you can see, Kahu moving about has made this a little on the messy side. However, thankfully this isn't for a show. Okay, so that's the waterfall braid complete. You can see how it gets its name with each piece that you leave out after each crisscross forms a bit of a waterfall. For Kahu, I felt this was a nice braid to do for his first show, just keeping with the natural look being a Brumby, while also giving a little bit of glam for the show ring. I also experimented doing this with a little bit of ribbon, which I'll drop in some photos here of how that went. And you can see it really glams up the braid, putting in those two-tone pieces of ribbon all through the braid, which, if you're wondering how I started that, all I did was before I started the braid up here, I simply formed a loop, like a tie-off of the ribbon, put it around the base of the hair, pulled it tight so I had my two strands, and then each alternating braid then had it all the way down until I got to the end. So that's how I did that, and that's how you can do this braid all by yourself at home, step by step. I hope this video was helpful to some of you, and as always, Kahu and I will see you in another video. Catch you next time. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you can stay up to date with what's going on in our world.